Oh, look, it's Micropose. They're back. I'm not getting any game sound. They changed something. Just a second. Better? Better. Yeah, they changed the name of the executable. Did you stand? No, this isn't. There's no anthems being played here. This is just like the credits ahead of time. I mainly watch it for the old movies. Yep, credits up front. That's the way it should be done. Well, depends on how many credits there are. At least there's not a ton of credits here. Now we get to the loading screen. So anyway. So yeah, this is of course Task Force Admiral. Right? Yeah, Task Force Admiral, and again, just did go into early access today. I am a Kickstarter backer, so I've been playing it off and on here for the last 6 months, maybe a year, maybe. Can't remember when they actually gave us access to it. At least one scenario. Again, game is still in development, so it's not finished. As you can see, a lot of stuff is still graved out. Fleet defense. This is basically fly around a little airplane and shoot other airplanes. It needs some work as far as controls go, but you know. Before the rest of the armed forces, I have no idea. PS, I have no idea. But anyway, battle generator. Oh, sorry. I guess we can click on this. Basically, this is just custom stuff. You can have up to 3 carriers on either side, right? Doesn't say. So friendly forces, enemy forces. So same deal. You can even give them more or randomize it for you. Where they're going to be, friendly air skill, their skill, where the wind starts off as, what's cloud cover. So it's basically just a little custom battle you can do. It's a good way to kill time. But we're not going to do that. Single scenarios. This is what we're here about. So, as you can see over on the left-hand side, we got early battles, nothing in the game yet. We got the Coral Sea, which is going to be a collection of things, some hypotheticals and actual historicals. Midway, same deal. We'll be playing Midway today. And then Watchtower, more stuff there. But anyway, Coral Sea was the first one. It's basically just it's the first major carrier battle of World War II, as far as I know. It involves 2 carriers on each side for the Japanese and the U.S., and there's their escort ships, and so there's cruisers, destroyers, that kind of thing. You have a general idea of where they are. You gotta go find them, and basically the fight comes down to whoever finds the other side first typically wins. Whoever can move the fastest at that point is usually the winner there. So it's a quick little fight for the most part. I haven't done the hypothetical yet. So, but anyway, I've done this one a couple of times, and it's not too bad. But like I said, today we're doing Midway. So stuff. Naval vessels turn 2. There were quarters of them. So it would serve. Oh, yeah, that was a thing. Okay, so everyone knows what the Midway is all about. Midway Island is under attack. A joint task force comprising 3 carriers is about to try to stop the fearsome Kido Budai ahead of the planned invasion of the American outpost against the elite of Japanese naval aviation. Here's any hope for the crews of the U.S. Yorktown, Enterprise, and Hornet, along with the courageous fighters of the besieged atoll. Relive the fateful morning that saw the tide turn and try your own luck. So, stuff.
The American carrier force stands on the brink of a day that will decide its fate and shape the Navy's legacy for 100 years.
Oh, short.
Rear Admirals Fletcher and Spruance are lying in ambush northeast of Midway Island on an intercept course with the Japanese carrier strike force led by Admiral Nagumo. Yesterday, the enemy invasion force heading for Midway was sighted for the first time, confirming that a massive operation is underway against American forward bases, here and farther north in the Aleutians. According to our estimates and the enemy's operational playbook so far, Japanese carriers are expected to strike Midway's defenses at dawn. Ideally, USS Yorktown with Task Force 17 and USS Enterprise and Hornet with Task Force 16 will unleash hell on the unsuspecting raiding force, if everything goes well. Although American carriers have already engaged Japanese forces, some of our crews remain unseasoned. Hornet's air group in particular is relatively fresh and inexperienced. The same can be said of Midway's defenses, a ragtag collection of squadron detachments. Roughly 100 Marine, Navy, and Army aircraft are concentrated on the tiny strip of sand that is Eastern Island, racing for the blow to come. They know they are bait, but they will not go down without a fight, though their ability to strike a decisive blow remains uncertain. The Japanese force represents the very best they can muster. While we believe that sustained attrition has weakened the elite corps of pilots first revealed in Pearl Harbor, their losses have likely been largely offset by replacements. We expect between 4 and 6 carriers, depending on what the enemy has been able to assemble after their most recent foray into the South Pacific. They took a bloody nose there, but no one can yet say how much that encounter will affect the unfolding operations around the Hawaiian chain. Admiral Nimitz has provided his flag officers with what he believes to be an ideal ambush position designated Point Luck based on the latest intelligence available. After withdrawing eastward during the night, the 2 carrier task forces are now returning to their assigned coordinates. Let us hope our predictions prove correct, but only the morning searches will tell. Your turn to write history. Good luck.
Done. And the narrator, I don't recognize his voice, so I don't know if it's anybody that's a well-known voice actor or not. I mean, he did a fine job, but yeah. Anyway, so historical complexity, yes. Length, 1 day. Difficulty, loss. Strategic objectives force the enemy to retreat from the area and recall the invasion of Midway. Cause excessive losses to the enemy while keeping our own damage to a minimum. So, full briefing stuff. No, I'm not reading all this. Not on stream. So, but there's our air assets. So, Yorktown, Enterprise, and Hornet, about 77, 78 aircraft each. A bunch of F4s, Wildcats. Dauntless are the dive bombers, Devastators are the torpedo bombers. So not a lot of those, of course, but not too bad. And then Midway's 120 aircraft, approximately, including 25 PBYs. Those are search craft or scout craft, whatever you want to call them. 20 B-17s, a few B-26s, specific, and a full squadron of Marine SBDs, so dive bombers and indicators. Fighter cover, F-2 Buffaloes and F-4 Wildcats. Buffaloes has a short range and shall be used primarily for defensive operations. Surface assets, so stuff. So 4 heavy carriers for the Japanese, probably. So their Air Force is going to match ours, no problem. Is there an option to make USA torpedoes working? No. Meerkat, any news of the Star Wars mod for this game? Not yet. Someday soon, I'm sure. So air assets. So roughly 200 to 250 naval aircraft for the Japanese. So, somewhat even-ish there. The enemy attack plan is estimated to rely on carrier aircraft beginning attacks at daylight. One or more carriers may take up close-in daylight positions to support the bombardment and landing phase. So, scenario options. Record TAC file. I don't know what this is. Gameplay file will be created in the game. At the end of the game session warning, this file can be large. Please ensure that you have sufficient storage space available beforehand. I don't even know what that does. Okay, so scenario options. Begin. AAR, I don't know. I don't know. So what's interesting about this is, if I remember Midway correctly, the way it went, the carriers came in from the northwest, but the actual invasion force came in from the southwest to Midway, if I remember right, or somewhere around that way. Or maybe not necessarily directly from the southwest, but maybe more of the west, because the invasion force was split off from the carriers. I remember that. Hey, Rexstone, welcome back. Admiral, I'm not. Doesn't give me 4 gigabytes of data. Why? They're dispersed. Well, dispersed isn't quite the right word. Okay, so this is our little planning room that we don't really do much in here. Okay, so it's got to pause time here because this does start off as going. This is stuff. So this is our map. So, okay, this is where the carriers are meeting up. So where's Midway itself? The map's not going over. Or am I too zoomed down? How do we zoom out? I forget. See, there's no real tutorial for this yet. So, and I know the third mouse wheel zooms us in, but it doesn't zoom out very far. And Midway's not on the map. Which they haven't told you was intended to drive the U.S. force into a bunch of submarines that they had deployed for that purpose. But the U.S. had encrypted their carrier comms, so they knew the plan, right? That's right, there are carriers around here too. Or sorry, not carriers, subs. But this map is it's not very helpful. 3D though. Oops. So there's ships around here somewhere, but it's nighttime, so it's hard to, or it's not no sun yet, so it's hard to see where they are. Can I just double click on them? There it is, right there on the deck. See, there it is. So that's one carrier. There's other ships floating around, of course. We just can't see them because it's, dark. Let's see. So, this is the layout of the fleet. So formation stuff. So this is Yorktown. Enterprise and Hornet are over there. So there's Enterprise, there's Hornet, and there's a little, they're protecting ships. So we're good there. Where's the red light? It's in your eyes. So again, if you want, you can change locations of boats and whatever, but we don't really need to. This is fine. Defensive air ops. So active patrol zones. Create new combat air patrol zone. Yes, please. So the little square is you put up 3 fighters, 6 fighters total in the little thing, and this is how far they fly out, that kind of stuff. You can change it around. Does it need to be specific? No, not really. How far do you want them to go, I guess is the real question. Nothing special there. We could add more fighters if we want. These are the 4s coming out of the Enterprise. Do 6 because we can. Except that one. Okay, so that's you, and then Yorktown needs the same thing. So. Combat patrol zone. New combat air patrol zone. There we go. And just give them lots of room to play around with, I guess. And again, these are going to be just fighters doing a little patrol. And the reason we want to put them out now, because as we've learned in playing the game before, you guys have never seen, is you can only launch so many fighters at a time. So these guys you want up in the air as soon as possible because they do stay up for a few hours. And again, we'll put up another 12 there. So accept that. Okay, so those guys. Cap zones are limited to 4 per base. Do we have? So where's Midway? Midway is not a task force, apparently. There's our flight decks. And so you can actually watch this, and as time goes by, things start happening. Things get pushed around, moved around until it start launching, that kind of thing. There are squadrons they're preparing to do there, so we got the Cap 201 and 202 to do their things. Binoculars. Not sure what I'm supposed to be doing with binoculars from here. They don't seem to be too helpful. I don't know when it's supposed to be. The target of the U.S. sent out a fake transmission reporting that Midway's water purifiers had failed. The Japanese gave the game away when they reported that the target had a water shortage. There you go. Hey, Gray, welcome back. So. So our map. So you can actually give your different orders to your ships too. I know that. So time is going. So blah. So you can change which direction they see which way they want to go. So we think they're here, right? Do we really want to get that close? I don't know, but that's where we're supposed to be going. New air search, new strike, split task force, merge task force. Again, they can't merge yet. They're too far away from each other. Anyway, new air search. This is the tricky part. Create a new air search. Coming out of Yorktown, they use the dive bombers for this kind of stuff. Searching. Oh, they're going the wrong way. I'm gonna go this way. So you go there. So just send the one out. And it'll be at 13,000 feet. Search radius is that. So basically he's gonna fly all the way out and look for stuff. That's one. Now show wind. We want to see the wind. Radar range? Sure, why not? Anti-aircraft range. Show main battery range. So basically all little circles and stuff, so you can see what's going on there. What? Altitude? 13,000 feet? That's pretty far up for fighters of the day, or for these guys. That's high enough, I think. That's the default anyway, so it'll be fine. Okay, another dude. The new air search. Another one come out of Yorktown, or we're going to do somebody else. Oh, we can use seaplanes. Oops. Seaplanes. Probably shouldn't use a dive bomber. But anyway, so put a seaplane out going that way. Except that. So more seaplanes. So that way. So where are spy sats? They haven't launched yet. So, another one. More seaplanes. So now we do know there's more bad guys down this way, we think. So I guess the question is, how many seaplanes do we want looking this way? So we'll do that one. How many seaplanes do we have? They didn't actually tell us, did they? Send these guys more down this way. Just to be safe. No. Maximum amount of search missions reached for this base, 4 out of 4. Okay. Rendezvous. So again, they're not showing Midway on the map. Or that back there. Point Luck. I don't know what Point Luck means. What's Point Luck means? Is that supposed to be Midway? I don't know if that's supposed to be Midway or not. But anyway, so we got some seaplanes going out, and we sent somebody out from Yorktown as well. So, oh. Oh. Oh well, we should be okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. And now it's just a matter of waiting until they find something, and at that point we pause the game and go nuts. But where's Midway? Am I ready for night ops? Of course I am. So I'm guessing this is just carrier stuff. Midway is not a thing we actually operate, it looks like. Which is okay, I guess. Wind. Guess you're going there. Okay. So you're going there, and then you. Okay. Rendezvous. And now we just have to wait, I think. And if the dev's plan is to have separate games for each type of combat, just kind of going up the little, it looks like only aircraft carrier, or am I misunderstanding? This is primarily about carrier stuff, Mad Hatter. As far as I know, this is basically carrier stuff. And not being able to do anything with Midway is kind of confirming that, I guess. Because we don't have any control over Midway's forces. But this game is still in development, so the Midway stuff might be coming in later, but right now it's just the carriers. They plan to add surface combat later. Yeah, again, game is still very much in development. And to be honest, I didn't really get it for other types of combat. I mainly wanted carrier combat type stuff out of this anyway. So if there's other forms, great. If not, it doesn't really matter to me. But having, stuff come out of Midway, be able to control the stuff out of Midway would be nice, though. But anyway. Dun, dun, dun. It's dark. It's a carrier with planes and stuff on it. Guess we can speed up time because the sun isn't going to be up for a little while. What time is it anyway? It is 3 o'clock in the morning. Speed up time. I think you can do multiple scales. Scale 5, 10, there we go. Florida Mower, welcome to the stream and thank you for the follow. Carrier strike game you're talking about.
Hello,
land-based
it is
was
time
handled
to take
on
a
that.
break.
Yeah, that might be the same thing.
Go check on the dogs. This break supports the purchase of Rocket's treats. If you would like to help Rocket feel like a puppy again, please visit gimpyme.com/support or type !treats in chat. Thank you. Your next break is in 1 hour.
Deck timeline, so scheduled. We're gonna skip this break because we're skipping this break for reasons. So countdown. So caps, those are fighters. These guys aren't launching until another hour or so. That one's at 6. Wow, that one. Oh no, so that's coming back. So we still have time before our search stuff launches. Our mission. So yeah, okay, so the search ones aren't going to be ready until 4:30 or so. If this is right. Oh, that's out of Yorktown. So I don't know where our... I'm guessing the seaplanes are coming out of Midway. But we don't get to see when they start doing stuff, apparently. So, we got some time. Although, could do. I know we actually couldn't. We tried to do as an air search. And for some reason, the other this group doesn't have any planes for searching. Only the Yorktown. So they're all coming out of Yorktown. And we can't do any more anyway, so we're set. Still planning, taking so long with the little search thing. All the yeah, see, the seaplanes aren't coming out of here. Coming out of Yorktown. Hornet's not doing anything. That's fine, though. Oh, time actually did change on the screen. Having ASA radars installed on our ships later. Is it turn-based? No, this is not turn-based. It's real-time. You look out the right-hand corner. There's our clock. You can pause and slow things down if you need to. You can speed it up super fast if you really want to. It goes up to 120 times faster than normal, which is really fast. 20. And because planes aren't supposed to be start launching fairly soon. Oh, at least I got something up in the air. So we've got contact here. I'm guessing these are ours. Yeah, these are seaplanes. So apparently there is something down here. I think there's land down here. Look, islands that we can't really see because it's too dark. Skip, you need to talk to me? Okay, just a second. Okay, I'm back. Florida Mower. This game looks interesting. It was on your wish list and said it came out today as early access. It is. Is it hard to do? Sadly, there's no real tutorial, so it takes a little bit of learning and trial and error, to be honest. I haven't played it in a couple months, so I'm kind of rusty, but it'll be fine. And this mission just did, well, technically it's been available to Kickstarters for a little while, which I just found out the other day. I've had access to it for a while, didn't even know it. But again, it's part of the early access type stuff, so everybody gets to play this now, along with the Coral Sea stuff, as well as the random fights or random scenarios as well. Random being whatever you want. You get to set the conditions, I guess. But anyway, so island. They don't look to be too active. Where can we zoom in? We should go knock on the door, see if anybody's home. Right now, we're just waiting for the... Do we have planes? Yeah, we had planes that launched. But they... So, the seaplanes came out of the island down here. Shit, where'd it go? There it is. Is there a way to mark this? Add a waypoint? No. Measure distance. No contact history. There we go. Yeah, there's planes coming out here now. These are combat patrol? No, these are the combat patrols. There's more than one. These are our search planes. There we go. So if you want, you can you can take control of them if you really want to. Yeah, we got stuff. Oh, here's all kinds of stuff. SOCOMs of our scouts report new unidentified service contact bearing 209, range 222 miles. It's over there. So, there's our first stuff. What is it? We don't know. 7 ships, though. So now we have decisions. Now we want to start launching stuff. Harris Johnny, welcome to the stream. Like a carrier? Possibly. 7 ships total, though. So do a new strike on them. Now if you pick, what are we going to send to them? So this is from Yorktown. So dive bombers. So one thing I've learned, you don't want to put everybody in the same group at once, because the way it works. And Johnny, thank you very much for the follow. The way this works, and Jarug, welcome back. The way it works is, you have your little mission, right? You're going to tell these are what the planes we want on the mission, and they're going to get ready, go through their planning process, they get ready on the deck, and then they launch. And then as they launch, they circle until everybody is launched, and then they move on to the next stage, which is to go find the target, right? So if you are launching, say, 50 planes, they don't start moving until all 50 planes are up and moving, or up and off the deck. So don't do that, because what happens is those first guys that are up circling around, they're just burning fuel. So it doesn't really work. So what you have to do is you have to keep your little strike missions in reasonable numbers, so that planes can get up quick enough and then go, and then let everybody else catch up with them and that kind of stuff. And this is why we have 3 carriers. If you have 1 carrier, it's a little scarier, but with 3 carriers, at least you can get 3 groups going at the same time. And Mrs. Gippy needs to talk to me. Be right back. Okay, I am back. Unfortunately, I have to call a stream. Mrs. Gimpy hurt her back trying to pick up Rocket, and so I need to take care of both of them. So I apologize. This was totally unexpected, and what that means, I think we'll try to, if everything goes well, we'll probably do this tomorrow. Play this again. So we'll just skip Battle Alert this week. Hopefully, it looks like, maybe we'll see. And yeah, because I really do want to take a look at this. So yeah. Okay, so anyway, again, I apologize. Thank you very much for showing up, and yeah. Okay, so thanks for watching, and hopefully tomorrow's stream starts at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. GMT for some more Task Force Admiral. So anyway, be back short. Or sorry, see you guys tomorrow.